get back to work. We got work to do. Sat down and last night before going for bed, they had the MTV Music Awards on like 18 channels. I might be exaggerating, but I might not. Okay. It's like on the country music. It was on far PHR. It was on lots of stuff. It wasn't 18, but I'm sure. Well, yeah, no, I didn't go through the thousands of channels that we have. It might have been 18. Okay. I thought I was exaggerating, but I wasn't. I just went through the hundreds. And it was about, yeah, and then there's the next set of hundreds, and then there's the thousand. Okay, so yeah, it was probably about on 18 channels. So yeah, that was not an exaggeration. I didn't go through the whole thousand that we have. All right, yeah, it was about 18 channels. Okay, so I didn't look. Wow, your brain. I did not. Wow, God. Processing data. I didn't think about that. All right. But now I do. Yeah, I was on about 18 channels last night. So I sat and watched some of it. And last night while I was soaking in the tub, Paul Sakala talked about them killing Bob the goat to reintroduce bighorn sheep into the Franklin Mountains again. They didn't want Bob around because they're in a hurry to do this. And Bob had a heart attack when they tried to get Bob out of there and relocate Bob because Bob was old, or they say. I don't know. Who knows? But that's their story, and they're sticking to it. Right? Bob the goat. Right? And so Bob died because they're playing God with the ecology because the bighorn sheep haven't migrated back there naturally because sheep have a way of avoiding carbon emission poisoning and tire particles because they can migrate to places where there's not as much. So there's like an intelligence, when people are poisoning the water hole, you go to the water hole that doesn't have poison, right? So it's not too hard to figure out, but they're telling the bighorn sheep we're stopping poisoning the water hole. And it's probably in certain ways where the migration without being forced by academics would work. They just got to arrange the conditions, like Cinderella's father-in-law with to get Philip to notice her, stuff. So, but that's just the way rich people work. They're gods. They got to be in control. They're assholes. And they doesn't show signs of stopping. And they brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low, so let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how our head going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. And the fire is slowly dying, my dear, we're still goodbying, okay? Yeah. They're assholes. If I ever leave you, it would not be in summer, right? Robert Goulet. I like Robert Goulet too. Can't sit and listen to him too much. I'm not the musical type. I'm more into guys listened to Johnny Mathis last night and his version of it's more theatrical than Noel Harrison's. Noel Harrison's is like he's reading a poem. Round like a sickle in a spiral, like in the wheel, like a and so he's telling this poem of that he's the poet. Okay, and that's how Noel Harrison does the windmills in your mind, which is really quite appealing. Okay, but Johnny Mathis is a better singer. Noel Harrison's kind of just like a playwright. He's just speaking the poem, like Richard Harris. Of doing Jimmy Webb's. Melodramas and stuff. So it's a different interpretation. But, I thought I liked Noel Harrison's, but I was listening to Johnny's last night, and I always knew I loved Johnny's, but oh my gosh, that's so good. With the orchestra, because it's Johnny Mathis, right? That was really cool. I was like, wow, this is really good. And, but it's just a moment in time. Stuff. And I was sitting there watching the kids last night do their dances, which I can still do the dances. The kids in this year with the Raul Alejandro kid, I can still do those dances. Like Jeff Foxworthy's brother. Yes, no, but I used to could. Give me time and I could again. So I had detox. I could do those dances. Those dances they were doing. Oh yeah, They just work, like Steph Curry on his 3-point shot and stuff. They work for hours on it to get real good at it so they can make money, so they can sell products and be product spokesmen, sell you some Subway and shit. And they're assholes. And if they don't know it yet, that's their issue, not mine. Okay? I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, not an angry bitch saying that my sexual reproduction is better than yours. Fuck you. I'll make sure your kids don't grow up to be like you. Because life's eternal, grace is infinite, and this is the mass information age. And my name is Ralph Earl Parsons Jr., and if you read carefully in the book of Revelation, the adaptation of kiping my existence from assholes like Constantine and King James is right there. Right, boom, right there. Because John wrote it down. Not Constantine or King James or, the Windsors, the Tudors, or the Pucci K. Pastors, and all you egomaniacs, right? Conquistador, your stallion stands, right? Full of 18 Vestal versions that were heading for the coast. Anybody like that song? It's dry. It seems like it's, you're drinking, you're in a bar, you're trying to survive hell, you're fighting, and then here comes Whiter Shade of Pale. When we called out for another drink, the waiter brought the tray, right? I'm not that type of person. I hate going and having everybody wait on me. I'm the type of person like, here, no, I'll get up and help too. Let's feed everybody. I'm more like Jesus. Okay, let's make sure everybody gets fed, right? I'll get mine after everybody else eats. Make sure the little kids, that are starving the most get the best, and the old folks that have been abused the most get the best. And all you assholes, Donald Trump, you get up and serve them. Kamala Harris, if you really care about him, you'll do the dishes, right? That's me, right? That's early bird, right? I was in the barn. I was discussing things, because Mr. Thomas and some of the kids on the team that played for a coach at the school and stuff, I could see myself at the Pan Am just dribbling around, showing me, oh, God dang, you are smooth. You were really, yeah. Only I could run faster and jump higher than anybody in the United States ever. And then I was going to show me, here's how I pass it to myself, pitch it out to myself with my left hand. This was my favorite shot against the big guys, those big pro players and guys, 7-footers and all that. I throw it out to myself. I jump from the edge of the key, scissor style, like Larry Nance and Michael Jordan, go up in the air, take the ball with one hand, because the Garrels brothers, thank you, Brian and Jeff, for crushing my nutsack as much as possible at the park, at the school. And I get the ball up in one hand like this, and I'd go up in between them, and then I could just aim between their attempts to block the shot, and then just like drop it down in the garbage can. Oh, that's how I could fly. I'd get it, and my adrenaline would be thrown, because it was Mike. He was 6'6" and had like a 42 to 46 inch vertical, and the other guy was 7 feet tall and had a 7'3" wingspan, stuff. So I'd go through the lane and it was at the boys club up there across this, near Deer Valley High School. Just take off. You would go up in the air. Man, it's like, damn. And a lot of people see it. You don't realize it till you take the picture, like the Richard Robertson picture on the wall. He's jumping up and stuff like that. Earl, you used to come home with bruises on your forearm and your wrist, practicing your dunk shot at the park at night. That old vet used to yell at you. Yeah, and you were 5'11". Yeah, I used to have bruises on my forearm. When you first start, it's bruises on your forearm right here. Okay. By the time you finish, it's on your wrist because you're tired. Because I had to cup the ball. Because when I dunked, I'd dunk it with my forearm because I had such little hands. I'd come down the baseline and I would pow. Okay. And I bent the rim about 3 inches. Just practically, because you get tired and it's repetitive work. It's boom, boom, boom. And I was only about 150 pounds. About 150 pounds, having to get the basketball and go like this, and So you get tired. I was practicing my dunk shot because I was all alone and no one else was around. And like when the kid in Marshall grabbed me and did my thing, and so there's certain times, and it's hard on your body. Most of my game I did 2 to 3 feet jumping, because you have to land and you have to look for spaces to land, and they will try to hurt you. Okay. So when I went up to 4 to 5 feet or whatever I was going to jump, okay, it's because the situation called for it, which is very rare. So like when, you have to jump over the lion, the thing that me and Michelle shared in prayer. And so you just got to understand, I only use it when I need it. I don't use it when I want to, because I'm not like you. I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, not the living embodiment of my sexual reproduction, my abuse. Natalie, thanks for that stuff. Patrick was going to be my firstborn, and it never would be an option for any kind of sexual comfort from a child, because that was, I chose the sperm that was going to get through to his mom, because I, in prayer, was Adam and Eve and stuff like that. And you don't reproduce daughters to replace the mother. Other people would kill the mother, so all you'd have left to reproduce with would be a daughter. So you'd feel inadequate that you couldn't protect your wife. That's how the devil and Satan work. This is over tens and thousands of years of tribalism and relativity and trying to make people feel inferior. And they get together in large groups. The reason why a lot of women are attracted by men in uniform is because they get in large groups that make them feel sexually dominant, like Adolf Hitler and Chiang Kai-shek, okay? And Patton and the rest of those assholes, okay? So don't get into a uniform and feel like you're sexually superior because you can fight over what you want, okay? The policeman, no, he doesn't need to be fired. Tariq Hill needs to slow down, because cops get pissed when you drive real fast and you could cause an accident and kill children. They will beat you up. Okay. Well, 2 and 2 is 4. Money can't buy you love. All right, Elton John? Give it up, baby, baby. Money can't buy you love. Mama don't want you. Daddy don't need you. Okay, do you understand? All right, we'll get back to work. I got to, because these assholes just aren't, they're insidious and they're just not stopping. And it's a group brain chemical addiction, and I got to fix them because they're incapable of fixing themselves. And I'm off Facebook because Facebook was too aggressive and vicious with me and wanted me to follow their agendas. And I told them to go fuck themselves. And I don't have as much time and access on YouTube. So I can't process the information and explain to you the information as rapidly as I could at Facebook. But Facebook wanted me to follow their agendas, and I told them to go fuck themselves, because you can take the temple set poo-poo naughty and obliterate it, because money's not real, but the Lord's Prayer is, and I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, right? So Bezos made a better gamble? No, gambling with life over money is wrong on all counts. It's just, he's just still helping me in the game, while Facebook said, no, we don't want to play the game with you. And I said, I don't want to play the game with you either. I want you to live the Lord's Prayer, you little bastards.